Podcast is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Listen to other great tech podcasts at www.techpodcasts.com.
This is Tech Web.
Computers, gadgets, another geeky stuff.
It's awesome.
And it's from the future.
Follow us at twitter.com/techwebcast
And
On
Facebook and check techwebcast.info for info. Tech Webcast.
Turn on, tune in, drop on.
Welcome to episode 252 of the Tech Webcast podcast, recorded on the 17th of August 2013. Tech Webcast is recorded every Saturday and rebroadcast on Aussie Tech Heads on Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. Please rate us on iTunes and like us on facebook.com/techwebcast. Your hosts today are Brad, Jody, Steve, Jacob, myself, Andrew, and we have a special co-host today, Paul Carey from Sydney. And we may be getting Mike Elgin on the show a little bit later. He said he might be dropping by to have a chat to us. Brad, how you doing today, buddy?
Hey, mate. How are you, Andrew?
Yeah, good, mate. Good.
Mate,
how's your week?
Mate, it's been busy, mate. It's been busy. We've got some great guests coming up next week. Me and you will be chatting with them. And do you want to give them a quick rundown of who that may be, or do you want to leave it? It's up to you.
Yeah. Look. Why don't we just leave it till next week? We'll get everyone to jump in next week and have a look. But yeah, there's a few things that we'll be doing, so it should be good.
All right, should be good. We've got Jody from the US. Welcome, Jody.
Hey, hi, Brad. Want to hear what I'm doing for mobile search?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I was fortunate enough to snag a Search Engine Roundtable T-shirt, and I was out on the motorcycle.
Oh, cool.
With that shirt on, so it's mobile search. I'm also doing my mobile search for Zarfo, by the way.
Oh, sweet. Good on you. Way to go, Zarfo. And Jody, you got a Chromecast as well.
Your mobile search for Zarfo. What is that, Jody?
That's when I wear a Zarfo T-shirt and I go riding around on the motorcycle. So we have Zarfo and mobile together.
Love it.
That's fantastic.
It's like a billboard.
Jody, so you got a Chromecast.
I did, fortunately. It's funny. I know you know what's funny, Brad? You got yours before I got mine.
Yes.
And yeah, and I don't know how that happened because you're in Australia, but not to say that you shouldn't have it, but no, so I ordered it shortly after you guys had ordered yours. I know Jennifer Ruggiero was kind enough to send yours.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
I was just saying, yes, she did. Thank you so much for doing that for me.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah.
But I had to go through traditional channels, so I ordered mine on Amazon. And first they told me it wasn't going to get in until October, but surprise, surprise, it arrived this morning. So
Exciting.
They fooled you.
So how do you like it so far, Jody? Do you like it all?
yeah, it's surprisingly easy to hook up. It integrated pretty easily with my Mac and also with my iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
The streaming, at first, it looked a little rough, but it smoothed out as it got going. The picture's very good. And the only downside at this point is that it's extremely limited in the types of things that you can present. Right now, the only things I've found are YouTube and Netflix. So
try out Google Play Music. That works as well.
Oh, cool. I'll have to try that one next.
Yeah. Also,
Google Movies is supposed to work on it as well.
Yeah, good. Yep, that's good answer, Paul. And TV shows as well. Yeah, TV shows and Google Music. Yeah, movies and stuff. Also, Paul. Hello, Paul. Welcome.
Hey, how you going, Brad?
Good, mate. Also, we got Steve from the US. Welcome, Steve.
How you doing? And of course, I wanted to. I told Jody this before. You can also cast from the Google Chrome web browser on your computer. You can cast whatever. You could probably do a variety of websites, videos, or whatever.
Yeah, you can. You can do Hulu and stuff and sort of stuff. That works. And who else we have on? Jacob Jones.
Hello, Brad.
Hello, how are you, mate? How's your week been?
All right, everything's good here.
Anything exciting happen?
No, I got me a Nexus second gen case for free.
That's great. Unfortunately, you don't have the new Nexus 7.
Who knows? I might get one later on.
Keep dreaming, mate.
But it's not the
No,
skin.
No,
Yeah, keep dreaming, Jacob. You're gonna have a
no, because remember what last time when you got yours, the screen broke and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, can you
You
just
should
always
always wait.
can you just move back from the mic a bit, mate? You're a bit distorted.
Better.
Yeah, it's good, mate. Yeah, perfect.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that, listeners. I'm so. Hey,
So you're so professional, Jacob.
He is professional. You're on the ball today, Jacob.
So do we have Bev around Andrew at all? Is Bev there at all? Or?
Yeah, she is. She's actually around the back doing a couple of things.
Is she free to talk now, or is she busy?
Yeah, if you want to bring her on the show, more than happy.
Yeah, bring her on, mate. All right.
Drag her on. Okay.
Cool. We'll get some news and then we'll come back to her. How's that?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Right, Jade, let's jump into some news and then we'll go to Bev.
Okay. Well, we've got some interesting news this week. Apple's next iPad is said to be thinner and lighter, like the iPad mini. You know, if there's one thing that made the iPad mini better than the iPad, it's perhaps that the iPad mini is lighter and more portable. I know that's one of the things you mentioned, Brad. You said you liked it for the lightweight.
Yes.
And that you like watching it in bed.
That's correct.
Well, anyway, Apple's been listening to you, and their plans are to make the next 10-inch iPad thinner and lighter, kind of like the iPad mini. They're using a film-based touch panel, like the one found on the iPad mini, in the next regular iPad, and this film-based touch panel is lighter than the glass-based touch panel on the current iPads. On top of that development to make it lighter, there's reports that they want to improve the iPad mini, and the biggest change, if reports are correct, is that the mini will get the Retina display screen. Yay!
Yeah, I'm so getting one.
Whoa!
Sorry.
I know, right? I know that was the one reason I think that a lot of people didn't get it. Although it could be argued that because it's mini, you really didn't need the Retinal display. But well, there's other things that they're talking about with the phones. We'll get to that story as well. But
yeah.
In other news, I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You're right. Go, Jody.
We can discuss the story. I didn't know if you wanted to discuss.
Yeah, I was
the
just
story
going to
first.
say that the iPad Mini getting the Retina, I think it's a pretty good idea. I wasn't a huge fan. I had the iPad 3, and then Brad sort of convinced me to go and get the iPad Mini. And I have to admit, there's a lot of times I take the Mini in my. I live in Melbourne, and I've got a black sort of long jacket, and the iPad Mini goes into the pocket quite well. So I do tend to take that a whole lot more around with me than I do the iPad 3. So getting the Retina display and building up that product to be, such a good product, I think it's a great idea to really keep working hard with the iPad Mini.
Yeah, definitely. What size screen was that going to be, Jade, again? What size screen?
The 10-inch is the one that they're talking about.
Wow, 10-inch. Well, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Okay, well, what do you reckon about this? Would you get one of these iPad Minis or?
Me personally?
No, yeah, you and Paul. Would you get one? Jody, would you get one?
Hey, don't forget about me.
Hang on, Jacob. Jody, would you get one?
You know what? I think the reason that I didn't get the Mini was because it felt like you were taking a step back in technology, without the Retina display.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might. I don't know that. I mean, I like the idea, like Andrew, like you said, about it being a little bit more portable. But I have the iPhone and I have the iPad. It just seems like how many different versions of this, I mean, they're all kind of similar. I have a hard time justifying it, I guess.
Exactly. Who just messaged you?
Okay.
Yeah, Paul, what did you think?
Fifth generation iPad, I do think is probably because I still like the full size iPad more so than the iPad Mini. That's mainly because I like a big screen. Not really the portability issue is something that I would go for. It's really just the fact that I have a big screen and I can do a lot of things in that matter. And I'm more inclined to look at the Nexus 7 though. If I was going to look for a miniature tablet.
So Paul, you've gone from Apple to Android now. You've turned it over to Apple to Android.
Oh no, I'd never get rid of my iPad because I use so much on it. I would never get rid of it. In terms of everything I do, I would never get rid of it.
It's interesting. I mean, we use technology now to the point of being the next version, sort of obsolete. We don't use it to the point of it actually breaking. So when you're looking at a Nexus 7 for $300 versus an iPad for $600, it's half the price. And if you expect to get 12 to 24 months out of it and it goes in the drawer or goes on eBay, sometimes maybe having a product that's
What's that noise?
half the price could be better.
What's that noise coming from? If not, there's a noise coming through some.
I think that's Bev with the kettle. She put the kettle on.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Bev, make us one there. While you're there, can you? Okay, Jade. Next.
Oh, wait a
story,
minute! I gotta say something about the iPad Mini real quick.
Yep. Go ahead, Steve. Yep.
This definitely needs to be said. Okay, now this has to do with the iPad Mini and the supposed Retina display that it may come out. I think there's going to be some trade-offs using the Retina display on the Mini, because if you look back when they put the Retina display on the full-size iPad, they had to make it a little bit thicker to compensate for the screen using more battery life. So I think we're going to probably either see a reduced battery life on the iPad Mini, or it's going to be thicker, so that's probably going to be slightly heavier weight. So we'll see.
We'll have to see when it comes out. I may or may not.
Wait a minute. What about the new screen that they just talked about?
That might have something to do with it, maybe. Okay, it might. I don't know if that's going to offset the enough of difference with the battery size. I mean, yeah, they could probably make the battery. If they make it thin enough, they might be able to squeeze enough battery in, maybe. But we'll see.
We'll see. Jacob Jones, what's your view on that? You going to get one or not? Pass.
Well, I got an iPad. I got the normal iPad Mini, and the graphics are good enough.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to have more battery cycles than it.
Yeah, maybe. Good point. All right, Jody, next story.
Okay. So in the news today, Facebook acquired speech recognition and translation company to connect the rest of the world. So apparently Facebook acquired Mobile Technologies, a 12-year-old startup focused on speech-to-speech recognition or translation. What they want to do is they want to connect people in a way that they haven't before. Although 1 billion people in the world already use Facebook every month, they're looking for ways to help connect the rest of the world as well. Voice technology, in their opinion, has become increasingly important for people to navigate using mobile devices and the web, and they felt that this technology is going to help them evolve their products to match that. The language divide presents the greatest human communications challenge, and mobile technologies apparently is able to do some kind of like a translation where they're speech-to-speech translators. So they have an app, it's called Jibigo, and it's the world's first speech-to-speech translator on a phone that runs both online and offline. Pretty interesting stuff, So apparently travelers around the world use this Jibigo to communicate in foreign languages. Healthcare workers overcome a language challenge in humanitarian missions using this kind of interpretation software as well. And it's also used in educational settings. It's not clear exactly where Facebook is going to use this technology, but the acquisition is an investment in their long-term product roadmap. So, and it's kind of interesting, when you think about it, you could be speaking English and somebody's hearing you in Chinese.
On-the-fly translation, that's brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds good.
What a world we're coming into.
All right. Any views, them stories at all, Jody, or anyone else? Any other stories?
I would like to put a little bit on there.
Yeah, go ahead, mate.
Yeah, it would be good because, like if you just walking down the street and someone needed some help with some directions, you can actually tell them in their own language with the app, and they could just talk back to you.
Yeah,
and you could understand them.
Who's got that Skype going? That's really annoying. Okay, Jody, what else has been happening in the news?
Let's see. Google Glass update adds a video player, voice actions for Path and Evernote, and new cards.
Oh, nice.
So Google's added some new features to Glass in their latest software update for the experimental face-based computing device. There's a new video player with a simple tap to start, pause, swipe to fast forward, and rewind commands, and new voice commands for posting an update or taking a note that uses Path or Evernote by default if you have them installed. So Google's chosen those partners based upon opportunity. Promises there's going to be more supported glassware apps that can use these and other default voice actions in time. I don't know about you, but I think this is kind of an exciting technology, and the fact that you're wearing your computer on your face. There's also contextual voice commands that you can use while not navigating for hands-free operation, voice captioning, for videos and for photos, and the ability to add hashtags. So I don't know, I know Andrew's tried Glass. Has anybody else had an opportunity to try Glass yet?
No, unfortunately, no. I wish I can though, but Andrew's.
Yeah, it's a really interesting product. I think Glass, when they get the price right and they actually go from right now wearing something that kind of looks like you're a part of the Borg to something that's a bit more stylish and a pair of Oakleys, it's going to be a product that absolutely takes off. And Facebook moving down the path of voice recognition and voice translation and things. You've got the new Motorola phone. All these things are starting to move in this space where everything's voice controlled. It's a really interesting time that we're moving into. And look, Google Glass might be the pioneers from a domestically available perspective, but they've been wearable computers and voice and active computers for the last decade or two, really. But it's really exciting actually seeing a company who's got the money to back this thing to the hilt and try and get people on board with it.
And this time round, it's more Star Trek-y than before.
Yeah, it is. But I think that it's funny watching people when they first put them on and they give it a couple of commands. It's the same reaction. It's like this wow, and their eyes sort of open up, and it's really interesting.
You know what's funny too? When anybody tries on Google Glass, it seems like immediately they need someone to take a picture of them, and they actually look different. They look. I don't know if they look smarter or something, but it seems like for some reason that picture always becomes the profile picture for at least a few days.
It's funny, Jody. Before I tried on Google Glass, I thought all these idiot glass holes with their stupid profile pictures with wearing glass. And as soon as I put them on, I'm like giving my camera to this random person, ahead of me. Take a photo, please. And I became one of them. My current profile photo has me in glass. I'm now one of these, and I don't even own them. I borrowed them, so I'm a glass hole for a minute, basically.
But Jason Fonteco, you did the same thing. He's got that as a profile as well on Facebook as well. So everyone does it. So yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've seen several people who have done it, and I have to say, from someone who hasn't done it yet, it looks silly.
I agree. It's silly, but anyway, that's cool.
Of course, we're all jealous, but that has nothing to do with it.
The big question is, when you get the chance, will you do it? And you can't even answer that until you're in that situation.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, because I swear beforehand, I was just like, man, I'm never going to do that. And as soon as they're on my face, I'm just like, anyone, take a photo. Look how cool I am right now.
So, Jake, would you do that?
If someone let me borrow it for like a few minutes, I'll probably try it out for a little bit.
What about
and hand it back out to them?
What about someone taking a photo of you wearing the glass?
In the shower.
I would.
Would you make it as your Facebook page photo?
It would probably be a weird Facebook photo.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it would be. What about you, Steve? Would you do this? Would you do that?
I'd try it out just to see what all this Google Glass is about. I wouldn't necessarily, quick, take my picture. I wouldn't care about that, but I just want to see how it works.
So I would.
And I think it's cool to put the picture up. But I don't think when you make it the profile picture, it's almost like screaming like, I borrowed these.
They're not mine.
I know. It's like if you have them, you don't need to do that. But if you borrow them, I mean, it's just different. It's funny.
It is very funny. All right.
Well, Scoble doesn't have them as his profile picture, does he?
No, he doesn't. No.
No, but he wears them on his
He used to.
podcast, and he
used
flips
to
them
have
up on
profile.
top of his head.
He does.
Oh wow.
Oh, the one in the shower, you mean?
Yeah, that too.
I'm not sure. He used to have it for his profile photo a number of times, but it sort of changes around, I think.
It's kind of funny. What would Scoble do?
Exactly.
Okay, well, in other news, Apple. Some big news coming out of Apple, and it's hard to believe we're already in the middle of August, and September 10th is right around the corner. But it's about time for a new iPhone, and if rumors are correct, there's going to be something coming down the pike, maybe an iPhone 5S, and maybe a cheaper version. And those rumors are now getting a little bit stronger. Apparently, All Things Digital is reporting that the next iPhone is going to launch on September 10th. Apple introduced the iPhone 5 on September 12, 2012, so there's a good chance that this source is correct, although we haven't heard anything from the typical sources yet. Last time around, Apple started taking pre-orders 2 days after the launch event, and the phone went on sale 2.5 weeks later. I don't know about you guys, but I ordered mine as soon as the lines were open. I think I woke up in the middle of the night because they go by midnight Pacific time, which is different than it's like 3 hours different. So I set my alarm clock and at 3 o'clock in the morning I'm online with Apple ordering an iPhone. But anyway, as far as the iPhone 5S rumors go, most point to an incremental update. So the kinds of things you can expect. All right, speed improvements, faster chip, a better camera, possibly a dual LED flash, hopefully enhanced battery life. And the only real exciting kind of rumor that's coming out is that they're talking about a built-in fingerprint reader for unlocking the phone. There are also persistent rumors of a cheaper iPhone 5, maybe with a plastic back. Otherwise, iOS 7 is probably going to be the most controversial feature of the new iPhone, giving it a radically new design. And unless Apple still has a few aces up its sleeve, iOS 7 isn't likely to introduce any new services besides iTunes Radio. And it's interesting. You guys going to be watching on September 10th?
Yeah. Oh, will be. Paul, will you be watching or?
Yeah, it depends on what time it is in Australia.
What about the new iPhone, mate? Will you getting your hands on the new iPhone, or are you going to give that a miss?
No, I think I need a break from iPhones because I've dealt with iPhones for a long time, and I really want to change from that.
I agree with you, mate. 100%. I'm happy with what I have now. What about you, Jay? I know you're going to be getting a new iPhone.
Me?
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. So I still have my 4S. I didn't feel this need to upgrade to the 5. I still don't. I don't think that the improvements were that dramatic. And I don't know. I guess it depends on what they introduce with the 5S to see whether it's worthwhile to move up to the next one or just hold out and wait till the 6 comes out.
I think you should move to Android, personally.
You know, interestingly enough, people that I know who have moved to Android, many of them have decided to come back to Apple.
Yeah, true, true.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
It'll be interesting to see what happens, though, obviously on the 10th of September. If they go and release or if they release a 5S version, I don't think it's anywhere near enough. As we sort of, one of the news items last week, I think the Apple board is really starting to get into Tim Cook because there's just not enough innovation, obviously, since Steve Jobs has passed. And unless they actually go out and create an iPhone 6 and they do it properly and they change the physical handset itself, they make it a little bit bigger to sort of compete with the Samsungs of the world. Everyone loves these new handsets which are a little bit bigger. Maybe make it a third in between the Samsung and the current Apple, more stylish, similar to the Motorola X, where it's kind of got the beveled edges. Almost go back to the iPhone 3 with the nice beveled round it. I think they've got to do something extraordinary because just releasing a product with fingerprint, which no one's asking for, and this dual camera flash on the back of it, it's not going to get anybody in. And I'm much like you, Jody. I've still got the 4S because when the 5 came out, I sort of thought, oh yeah, it's not too bad. But unless they actually release it, if they're going to release it in the same package, the same physical product with a couple of updates, people who've been waiting and waiting, probably like yourself and myself, Jody, are probably going to go, you know what, forget it, move to a Samsung. They're going to get a mass exodus if they release the same product again.
So, Andrew,
They-
we're going
they
to.
are-
Okay,
Go
go.
ahead, sorry.
I was going to ask Andrew if you were going to move to a Samsung phone, which one would it be?
I'd probably move to the Motorola or to the S4.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But the Moto X?
Yeah, the Moto X, sorry, or to the S4.
Or the Moto X had some really bad reports about that phone. Is that correct, Paul?
Yeah, as far as I can tell, they're saying it's not exactly bang for the buck in terms of what you're getting in features, and also they seem to be comparing it to the S4 and the HTC One, which are a completely different phone altogether.
Well, I think
So-
I think with the you know what Andrews was saying, I think some people really expect a bit too much from Apple, because really innovation only comes maybe once every 3 or 4 years, and if you look at the Samsung Galaxy S4, that was really just a incremental upgrade as well. And of course, you got to think too, once they release the new iPhone, we're also going to see iOS 7 come out, so that might be enough springboard for Apple to I don't know. Like I said, I think it's just going to be just an incremental upgrade for Apple as well, but we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. What about you, Jacob? What's your view on all that?
The Apple, yes, but I wouldn't need an iPhone because I'm not outside as much.
Are you an Apple fanboy?
Yes, I got I hate to say this, I got 3 iPods, 1 iPad.
Interesting. All right, Jody, any other news stories?
Well, I just wanted to weigh in on the Apple
Yep.
phones again. So one of the things that I heard, and again, it's all conjecture at this point, right? Was that they're going to be introducing the phone in different colors. So it will probably look different. I don't know that that's compelling enough for people to upgrade, but think about it this way. All of the people who have 4Ss, they bought them pretty much at the same time, and now those contracts are coming due. So those people are now available to get the new phone, the 5S. And it's almost like they have waves of contracts. When the 5s came out, they replaced the 4s, but the people who were on the S version were somewhere in between. So I know when the 4S was released, a ton of people, they had to have it. And again, with the 5, when they first came out with the 5, it seems like everybody and their brother was clamoring to get this new phone. I don't know that the 4S is going to be as dramatic of a change, and if Apple doesn't do something that is compelling enough, I don't know how many people are actually going to decide that they need to get a 5S. You know, if the platform from 4S to 5S is not that much different. But it's just my 2 cents.
Didn't they have like supposedly they're coming out with like a gold iPhone or something? I've seen some pictures of it, some kind of gold plated.
I'm not sure if that's true or not. That's just a rumor, I think.
And I've heard that the coloured ones, so the different coloured phones, Jody, I've heard that's the cheaper model, that they're actually looking at potentially, and it's all rumour and innuendo to date, but they're looking at potentially releasing a 5S and a 5C, which might be 5C, which is 5 colour, which is sort of 5 or 6 ones, which will be cheaper. Instead of having metal and things like that, it'll actually be plastic.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I thought the C stood for cheap.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
I don't think they thought that one out when they went C for colour.
I think it was been something well, but I won't say it on air.
I got one for you. C for the crap.
For crapple.
Saying the iPhone shit, Jake.
No,
So anyway.
the plastic one is crap. The real thing is the winner.
Okay. Any other news items of the day, Miss Jody?
Actually, there are more news items.
Oh, wow.
So apparently Chase goes all out on ISIS and announced plans for a nationwide rollout. You know the Google Wallet slayer ISIS? After convincing American Express to go back to a national rollout, Chase decided to hop on the expansion train. And the mobile payment launch partner is clearly happy now with how the pilot program is going in Austin, Texas, and Salt Lake City, Utah. Soon, holders of Chase, Freedom, Sapphire, and Slate cards, along with those special people in possession of a JP Morgan Palladium card, are going to be able to load their accounts with the ISIS mobile wallet app, and then they'll be able to tap to pay at retail locations across the nation. This sounds like a commercial.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. That is fantastic.
What, the tap to pay or the people who have a JP Morgan Palladium card?
Both. Okay.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what that is. But anyway, Andrew, what's your view on that story?
My view on that story. I don't really have a view. Good. Well done, Chase and JP Morgan.
Yeah.
There you go.
Great. Well done.
Plug.
Let's move on, JD, to the next story.
Okay. SoundCloud embedding comes to Google Plus and lets you rock out without a pop-up. Here's some amazing new song you just got to share with your circles. After introducing a Google Plus sign-in way back in May, SoundCloud and Mountain View have teamed up to offer music embedding on the social network. Now you can share a song that's playable directly in Google Plus with no need to open a new tab. Have you guys tried this yet?
Yes, I have, and it works fantastic.
What are you rocking out to these days, Brad?
I'm not rocking out to anyone. I was just listening to Robert Scoble on there, his interviews and stuff. But yeah, it works great.
Sounds like another commercial. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it is. 2 commercials in a row.
I know.
And we're back.
But SoundCloud's great. I use that every day to upload the podcast and stuff, and yeah, it's good service. Jacob, what's your view on that? Have you tried that at all?
No, I haven't seen any of those SoundCloud embedding players on my stream yet.
Okay. All right. Paul, what about you? What do you reckon?
I should really use Google Plus.
Yeah, you should.
Because I didn't even know about this.
Oh, okay.
That's the anti-commercial. No, just kidding.
All right, Jody, any news stories you want to report on? And is that it? Or?
Yeah, speaking of the anti-commercial, the unspeakable happened today.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, Google went down.
For like 5 minutes.
Can you believe it? I mean, I'm still in shock. I think it's a rumor, but apparently there were searches that were trending. A number of the Google services, Gmail, YouTube, Google Drive, Google Calendar, all experienced varying degrees of downtime.
Wow.
I know, right?
That's unbelievable. That's so not good for Google.
I wonder how good Bing was at that moment.
It went up. All the competitors went up for that one.
Yeah.
Did they ever find out what happened exactly, or they're still?
No, they issued a statement and said, "We have received reports of an issue affecting some Google services. The issue is now resolved. Please follow our dashboard for more information." So that's google.com/app status. But I think people were like so shocked that they thought something was wrong with their computer or something was wrong with their router. It couldn't possibly be Google, right?
Yeah. Jacob sent me a message on Facebook. Was it you, Jacob, or someone else? What did you say on Facebook to me about it?
I sent you a photo.
Oh, a photo. That's right. Yeah, you sent me a photo. Yeah, saying it was down. Yeah, and it happened to me too. So yeah, yeah. Google. Good on you.
I have a news item if anybody would care to hear.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Okay. Basically, there is a new thing in Melbourne called Jaffle Shoots. Now, for our American listeners, a jaffle is basically a toasted sandwich, so ham, cheese, tomato, for example. And a jaffle shoot, I don't know who's actually doing this, but there's a place in Melbourne, right in the middle of the city, 349 Flinders Lane, where you can buy a jaffle on your phone using PayPal, $5 for a cheese and tomato, $6 for a cheese ham pineapple, and $7 for cheese roast beef dill pickle. And effectively, between the hours of 10 p.m. and midnight, you choose a time to the exact minute, be that 10:34 p.m. And on the ground at 349 Flinders Lane, there is an X on the ground. You stand on the X, and through a chute will come your jaffle in the air on a parachute, and it comes down about 2 stories, and you collect your meal and wander on your way.
No way.
That is very
jaffleshoots.com. I know there's hipsters out there at the moment with wobbly legs just listening to this. Jaffleshoots.com. Go and get a piece of that action. I will be checking it out in the next few weeks, and I will be taking video on my little Zafo video phone thing, and I'll connect it all up so we can have a look at it. But that is happening, and that is cool.
So you do it from 10:30 onwards, do you?
From 10 p.m. to midnight, you get a time, and you say what time you want. You get to choose, and they put together your jaffle, be it a couple of uni kids or whoever it is, 2 or 3 floors above, and they put it through a chute, and it flies out, and it has a parachute on it, and it sails down into your hands.
That's cool.
That is pretty cool. They've actually got on their website. Yeah. Too much Jaffle Love. We've hit our limit for tonight. Let's see how many we can smash out.
We should get them on the podcast.
I could see a couple of problems.
That's not a bad idea. The mobile number is there. I could probably do that.
You should bring them up. Bring them up and ask them.
Yeah. What if the chute doesn't open?
I will try and organise that.
Yeah, you should. You should do that. Yeah. What do you reckon about that, Jacob? Would you do that?
Yeah, if I was in Australia, I'll probably try it out.
Yeah, I reckon it'd be fun. What about you, Jody? What do you reckon about this?
I think it's totally cool, and I would definitely do it.
Well, yeah, my group of friends and I, we're going to actually head into town one time. If you're in town too, Brad, we've got to do it one night, and we're going to organise and just see exactly what happens.
That could be fun.
They should have like Jaffle Cam. That'll be the next funny thing, and just watch everyone's cool reaction.
Or have a cannon. They're sitting off in the distance, and they shoot your sandwich right at you.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the American version. They shoot it in your mouth.
Would anybody like to talk to my mother, Beverly, who's in town from Queensland?
Yeah, mate, put her on. Put her on.
It's Bev.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Hey, Bev.
Hey, Bev.
Hey, Jody. Hey, Brad.
I'm so excited.
Is that you, Jacob?
No, that was Steve.
That was me. I'm so
hi,
excited.
Steve.
How's the weather, Beverly? Is it cold there?
Oh, Jody, it is freezing. And I'm so lucky because Andrew and Christy have the ducted heating on just perfect at night for me. So I'm warm inside, but outside, coat, scarf, hat, bonnet, everything. Double socks. It's crazy.
What's the temperature over
I was
there?
thinking one of those parachutes and put me on that, and then they can dump me in Queensland, and then they can bring me back when it's warmer. Oh, dear, funny. What have you guys been doing?
We're doing the podcast right now. So, Beverly, what have you been doing in Melbourne?
Zafo. I've been working.
Give us some, reports on Zafo. Yeah.
Reports. It'll be a surprise, so I can't tell you anything. Hoping to release it in September, the new app.
Nice.
Yeah, really busy because I've been working on it in Queensland with the boys, and we got to the stage where I had to fly to Melbourne so that we can all do different things together. So it's really good.
Now,
Great. Love it.
I want to ask you a question now. Me and Jacob were in a hangout the other day with Vincent. Now,
yep.
We were talking about Zafo, and what is the angle of Zafo? What's the app like? You can do broadcasting and stuff. Explain to people how it works, because a lot of people are getting mixed up how it all works and stuff.
So what are they saying? Because I'm not sure how much I can say.
Well, people wanted to know why would you want to use this app versus Google Plus or Justin TV and them sort of services.
Okay, I might let Andrew answer that. I've got my idea, but he might not have the same one as me.
Okay, let's hear your idea, Bev, and yeah.
My idea of it is no, I can't tell you. Okay, Zafo has broadcasting, has a 30-second, 90-second, and an unlimited live, which means you can be anywhere and you can just broadcast on your phone for 60 minutes or live. That's really good. What else do I have to say?
So when people are actually watching the broadcast, what can they do? Can they interact with you or what?
Yep, they can. Heading on from the other question, we're also doing a GPS local as well.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, and that. What else can I say? So yeah, the local GPS is really, really good. So I'll let Andrew explain that to you if you want to.
Sure, go ahead. Because me and Jacob and Vincent, we're actually talking about this, and he was just trying to work out what are the.
Okay, it's a little bit like if you've got people, say, all over the world and they're all Zafo members and they see something great, they will broadcast it, and that will then, on a location map, it will pin where they are in the world. So in other words, if it says earthquake, then everything that comes up that's been done, for example, on earthquakes, this broadcast will come out. This broadcast will be on the map with location, and it'll have a pin on it saying this is where it was taken and the time, everything. So that's pretty good.
Do you have to be logged in to view the video?
Yes, you have to be a Zafo member. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So what's the difference between that and Google Plus and Justin TV? What's the best feature?
Andrew's shaking his head no. Sorry. Look, you haven't got long to wait. September 19 is when the app is released. Okay. And then you can, and I've got my ideas. Andrew's got his. So it's pretty good. We're putting them both together.
All right. Wait, Jody, what do you reckon about that? What's your view on that?
I think that it's going to be a huge hit, and I think that everybody should, as soon as they can, sign up for a Zafo account, and I think that they're going to be incredibly impressed.
Yep, I agree 100%. And just logging me Facebook and away you go. It's too easy.
Yeah, and I wish I could say more, but I like the surprise of element, and so does Andrew. And you will, Jodie, like you said, it is going to be really big, and everybody is going to be waiting September 19, because it really is going to be great. And at different stages, people have asked us, and we've told them. So like you said, Brad, people are a bit confused, but that's okay, because September 19, they won't be anymore.
Exactly, and I really hope Vincent tries this out. I'm just going to say this now because, he had very doubtful about this app, and he couldn't work out what he would use it for, you know what I mean?
Who was this? Sorry, I missed that first bit.
Vincent Brand from Venturity.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know Vincent will, he will really... Everybody will be impressed when it comes out, for sure. Even Vincent, definitely.
Oh, there you go. Vincent answered the question for you, mate. And I wanted to ask that because I had to get that out of the way because you wasn't sure what's going on about the app, mate. So there you go. Jacob Jones, what do you reckon?
I like it, but I tried to get the app from my iPod, but it keep throwing back an error at me.
Okay.
No, because we haven't released the app yet. That app is for us at Zafo working on, and that's what we're using. But no, you won't get it yet on the phone. You won't get the app until September 19.
Can't wait.
Actually, I had a developer. I had my UID put into your system, so I could use it.
And what came up?
It got an error.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know why we did that, Jacob? Because of people like you, darling. It's got to have the element of surprise.
Exactly.
Sorry, we're beating the hackers too.
Yes, indeed. Okay, Steve, what do you reckon about this? Are you looking forward to Zafo, mate?
Actually, the geotagging sounds very interesting, and grouping them. What you mentioned about the earthquake, and then it just pops up. So I think it really sounds very unique. So yeah, I'm interested to see once it gets released on the 19th.
Yep, can't wait. What about you, Paul? What do you reckon about this? Are you going to get the app when it comes out, mate?
I'll give it a go. I'll see. It's a live streaming app, isn't it, as well? I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yes, real time.
So yeah, I'm thinking of that because I currently live stream off Ustream or YouTube. So I'll give this a try and see what that's like.
Yeah, it'll be really good because, like I said, when somebody puts it on, then all over the world you will see it. Anything to do with earthquakes will be pinned and it will come up.
Wow, that's good. That's fantastic. That's great.
As long as you're a Zafo member and you're taking the broadcast. But if you're not, then no, you've got to be a Zafo member.
Now, Bev, what about pushing the video when the video's live? Where does it get pushed? Just Facebook or at the moment? Or?
The video? I'm not sure about that one yet because we're still been working on the broadcasting. So I have no idea of what is going to be happening with the video chat. So I think we're just working on the broadcast at the moment, and we'll let that fit in once we've done everything else.
All right, that sounds good, Beth. Appreciate it. Hang around for a minute, and we'll have a chat with Andrew. Andrew, you there, mate?
Yep. Bye.
Thank you, Beth.
Thanks, Bev.
Come back to you in a minute, mate.
How are we all?
So yeah, Andrew had to clear that up about Vincent. He was a bit confused about the app. So
What was that? I didn't hear any of that, unfortunately. All I heard was Bev being poked and prodded for information.
Yeah, well, me and Jacob were in a hangout the other day with Vincent, and he couldn't actually work out the purpose of the app. So,
well, he hasn't seen. No one's seen the app yet, so it's.
Well, I said
that's okay. That's all good. Look, to be honest with you, like every startup, we've spent a lot of time failing because that's what startups do.
Exactly.
If they fail enough, sometimes they can work out how to succeed, and we're hoping that we can actually do that. Products like Airbnb took 1,000 days to actually get traction and get themselves to market and work out what their niche is and what the consumer wants. And I'm not comparing this to them, but I'm just saying that sometimes it takes a long time to try and work out what products stick, what products don't stick. We've got video chat in our site at the moment, but video chat's a really, really difficult place to be. You've got great products out there like Skype and like Google Plus and these sorts of things. So we're starting to move away from that a little bit and actually moving more towards real-time broadcasting, where you can create a 30-second, a 60-second, or a live broadcast from your handset, and that will then go out to all of your followers, all of your friends. And as Bev briefly touched on, that all works in with GPS as well. So you can actually go to Zafo.tv and see a map of the world and have a look at where all of the broadcasts are being taken around the world and actually view vision in real time of those broadcasts. So if you actually start thinking about things like tourism, you can jump out of a hotel, have no idea where you are, and have a look at where videos are popping up around you. And you can see the local market around the corner. You can see a restaurant across the road and see different people's reactions and experiences from these locations. So this is something that we've got working that's fully functional, that we're just working with James, who's doing all of our user experience and user design at the moment, which is somebody who only joined our team in the last 6 months, but a really crucial element of the team, where before we didn't quite have the user design down. So a lot of people sort of signed in, didn't know what to do, weren't sure where to go. And that's not a slight on the user, that's a slight on us because we didn't have that organized. But we've sort of learned from that. And, there's a lot of things that we'll be doing. And, you guys on the show, I guess, today have sort of learned a little bit more about what we're doing in public for the first time.
That's good. So, Andrew, question to you now. Is it true that you were actually working on the website, now you're moving onto the app now and focusing on the app because you didn't have an app before?
Repeat the question.
Someone was saying that how long has Zafo been around for?
February the 1st, 2011.
Okay, and how long have you been working on the app?
Working on the app, we've been working on that for about realistically 8 months, maybe a touch longer.
So why just now you're putting out an app? Is that because to do with money or something like that, or funding and that?
Sort of. We as a startup, we weren't funded very well. We had $20,000 here and $10,000 there, but never enough money to actually go and employ somebody on iOS or whatnot to actually create an app. Just enough money to keep the doors going. We then did get some investment and were able to, towards the start of the year, go and engage an app developer who's creating our platform on iOS, and we also have one creating our platform at the moment on Android as well. So we'll be launching on iOS and Android. So realistically, we've wanted an app for as long as the company's been here, but we just never had enough dollars in the bank at the time to actually start going after that. We're at a point now where we do. We're building an app. The app is starting to look quite good, and we're actually changing the desktop product a whole lot as well to be a lot cleaner and easier, more intuitive to use. And we're actually taking out a lot of functionality to try and get across the exact message of what we want in a really simple and concise way.
So with the mobile version of Zafo, can you do the same thing as if you don't have the app? Can you do the same thing?
You'll be able to do the same thing. You won't be able to do broadcasting because at the moment. So you'll basically be able to view and consume content and information, but you won't be able to create broadcast content because I'm not sure if you can actually use the camera through a mobile app. So, and if you can, that'll be something that'll be down the track. But right now, we're very much focusing on the apps for Android and for iOS, and doing a few things around the user experience for the desktop.
One last question. You met up with Robert Scoble to talk about Zafo. I hope it's okay to ask on air, but I'll ask anyway. What was his opinion on Zafo?
No comment.
Okay, so then, okay, that's good. All right. Wish you would-
Darn it.
Hey, Jacob, what do you want to say about that?
Hey, I'm wanting to try the app out.
Same, me too. I want to try it out too. Sounds good.
Well, I'll be giving you guys, whoever would like, some beta access to the app so that you can start to use it before it goes through to public. And if anybody else would actually like beta access to the app, jump on Facebook, jump on our page, facebook.com/Xarfo, and shoot us through a message, and we'll be having a look at a few people, and hopefully we'll get some people on there to start using it and giving us a bit of feedback through our beta, which should be opening up around the 10th of September to just get people to have a look at it before it actually starts to hit the App Store around the end of September.
So there you go, Vincent Brown. There's your answer, mate. It's going to be out on September 19th. I really hope you get it.
And look, there's no guarantee it's going to be a successful app. There's a lot of apps in the App Store.
Never
We're
say never.
Yeah, we're just having a go.
Never say never, mate. Yeah. Jody, what do you want to say before we go wrap up? What's your final view on all this?
Well, first of all, I want to say that with a team like Bev and Andrew, there's no way that Xarfo is going to be anything but a hit. So keep the faith, my friend. We're all in your court, and we're definitely going to be there. And I know that we'll bring a lot of people as well. And I have utmost respect for your entrepreneurship and your vision, and I think it's going to be awesome.
Oh, that means a whole lot, Jody. Thank you.
Yeah, whatever Jody said, I agree with whatever she said.
Well, that means a whole lot, Brad. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Jacob, final view. What do you want to say?
Hey, Al, I enjoyed being on the show. It's a great show.
Okay. All right, Steve?
Yeah, what Jody said. Well, yeah, it was a great show, and yeah, it was interesting to get an update on Xarfo as well.
Yeah, I can't wait. September 19th, that's the exclusive release date, so yeah.
It was kind of a non-update, actually.
No.
we let you in on a few things that we're doing around location.
I didn't even know that.
None of that's public. It is now.
It is now, yeah. Where can you get you on Twitter, Jody?
You can find me on Twitter as Sunswept, SUNSWEPT. Find me at webmarcom.net and most of the usual places as Jody Rains, and soon to be relaunched, the A2SM Addicted to Social Media podcast.
Sweet. You can get me on Twitter at Brad Oz on Tech Webcast. Andrew, where can I get you at, mate?
Xarfo.com/@Andrew or Facebook and Twitter /Ari from Oz.
All right. Jacob.
Okay, you can follow me at Jazzbot32669, Onesie, and TechLuster.
Good one, mate. Okay, Paul, what's your final view and that sort of stuff? Twitter and that?
What Jody said, pretty much. And what everyone else said. Yeah, I do think the app's pretty cool. I would definitely have a go at it if I had the chance. Is there a beta version on Android, Andrew?
We're doing most of our development at the moment through iOS, so there isn't a beta on Android at the moment. Android will be released, but it may be a week or two after the iOS version. It just depends how we go, because everything's iOS based at the moment. But the Android is just sort of trailing just behind that.
All right, can't wait. Who else I missed out, Andrew? Anyone else?
I think we got us all.
That's it. I want to mention Smarter Charge before we go.
Yeah, we do. Brad and I have been for the last, from Shelley from Smarter Charger, we've been working with these little chargers. They go in your pocket, I guess. They're quite a pretty good sized unit. It'll go into your jeans pocket, and it allows you to charge your phone when you're out and about. I know there's a lot of different devices that do that sort of thing. This is a little bit different though, because it's actually quite a good sized device. It's quite a good weight, and it has connections on it for just about any phone or device. So you can charge your Android, your iPhone, your Motorola, whatever you've got in your pocket, and away you go. I've actually used it a couple times this week. It's got me out of a jam already, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a great little device. I think it retails for about $30, and it's not as big as some other products, which can be as much bigger than a phone itself, and that'll probably give you a full charge. This will probably give you, what would you say, Brad, about a half or a 2/3 charge on your handset?
Personally, on my phone, I got up to about 80% on from the things.
Yeah, but considering the size of it, I actually think that's not too bad. It doesn't give you a full charge, but it's for $30 and for a product that you can put in your handbag, ladies, or in your man bag, guys, or even in your jacket pocket when you go out on Saturday night. I've really enjoyed it, because I think one of the problems is if you go to the office, you make your calls, you do your things. By the time it gets to 6 o'clock and you're ready to go out for the night, you look at your phone and you've only got 20% of charge, and you go, oh no, am I going to have enough charge for the night? Plug it in and away you go. You're almost back to full, and it's a really good little product. Well, have we actually got that up on the website at the moment through Brad's blog, Brad?
No, we haven't yet. No, we haven't got that up.
Okay. Well, we'll put together a review, and we'll make sure that's up there by the end of next week, and we can go through it a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. And also, we're going to try and get Shally on as well from smartercharger.com.au on as well. She's going to come on as well. And
yeah, that'd be great. And look, there's no financial benefit for our endorsement. Shally came to us with a product and wanted us to review it, and be it a positive or negative outcome, that's what we're going to do.
I actually went to her, actually.
Oh, you went to her, did you? Okay.
Yeah. So Vincent actually put me on to him. So thanks to Vincent to tell.
There you go, Vincent Brown up with the latest and greatest.
Exactly. We weren't going to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I know, Andrew, you said you want to listen next week, but we'll be having a exclusive chat with Foxtel next Friday. Kim from Foxtel, we were talking about Foxtel Play. So
yeah, exactly, and really looking forward. Foxtel for our American viewers is basically Australia's TV pay-per-view network. So it'd be really exciting to do that and talk to them about their latest products. Brad, what have they released? Foxtel Play and Foxtel Go. What are they all about?
Foxtel Play is an internet-based thing you can buy. You can buy online. You can use it on your PC, Xbox, and it really works really great. I love it. So we're gonna have Kim on from Foxtel next week. If you have got any questions for her, let me know. You can email me at techwebcast@gmail.com. So that should be good. Paul, what do you reckon about this? Are you gonna have any questions for me at all?
No, that's definitely everything I want to say.
Exclusive interview with Kim from Foxtel. That's gonna be good. Can't wait for that. Andrew, thanks, mate.
Not a problem, Brad. Appreciate being on the show.
No problem. Thank you, Jacob, for being on. You're a legend.
And you forgot Steve.
No, I didn't forget Steve. I'm glad to get to him in a minute. Just be quiet. Thanks, Steve, for being on.
Sure thing.
And great stuff, mate. Thanks for doing the video as always. Thanks, Paul, for coming on.
No worries.
Enjoy your HTC One phone.
Yeah.
Hey, so far, do you love it?
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I haven't had any complaints so far with it. So
nice. All right.
Yeah.
Jacob Jones, thanks for coming on. Jody, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
You're all rock. You're a legend. And Jacob, it's the game.
You rock, Brad.
Hi, Glenn from Aussie Tech Heads. Join Will, Eric and myself as we bring you the latest, most up-to-date, important tech news that affects you from Australia and the world. Weekly podcast available each Friday through iTunes. Watch the live stream recording of the show at live.thesecrethub.com each Thursday night, 7:30pm or GMT plus 10. Call in live via Skype or chat in our lounge. However you get us, just make sure you do. Listen or visit our website for more information, www.aussietechhead.com.au. Aussie Tech Heads, Australia's longest running tech news podcast.
Well, that's it for Tech Webcast this week. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed having your mind expanded. Tune in next week for more tech talk with Brad, Jason, and whatever crazy guests they've managed to rope in. Don't forget to get the Tech Webcast app from iTunes. Follow us on Twitter at Tech Webcast, and of course check us out on Facebook too. Until next time, may the tech be with you. Peace.